We begin tonight here with the breaking news. The controversial CDC meeting and vote just a short time ago affecting millions of children and families across this country. A CDC advisory panel voting on new recommendations for child vaccinations from measles to hepatitis B to COVID. The panel deciding now whether to restrict or narrow guidelines for vaccines that have long been recommended for children in this country. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. handpicking many members of this panel. They have just voted tonight to separate the chickenpox vaccine from the MMR vaccine for measles, mumps, rubella. The shots used to be given together. Now they're recommending otherwise. And just a short time ago, the American Academy of Pediatrics blasting the panel, saying you should disregard anything that comes from this committee. ABC's Steve Osunsami leading us off tonight at the CDC in Atlanta.
There are strong words tonight from the Academy of Pediatrics to every parent in America.
This committee is illegitimate.
As the newly appointed CDC advisory panel in Atlanta was weighing changes to two children's vaccines, the nation's leading pediatric organization was telling parents not to listen to whatever they said.
I say you should disregard anything that comes from this committee.
This evening, they've decided to separate the chickenpox vaccine from the widely used combination vaccine that fights the measles, mumps, rubella, meaning that children could need another shot. They're also debating the hepatitis vaccine suggested for every newborn in America, a health policy that began more than 30 years ago. They could decide as soon as tomorrow that the shot will no longer be recommended for children this young.
They don't seem to care about the actual science. They seem to care about promoting false claims and myths and rumors and junk science.
The changes are coming from the new advisors picked by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, a longtime vaccine skeptic who filled the panel with several members who share his feelings. Just yesterday, his former head of the CDC was at Congress arguing that she was fired because she wouldn't rubber stamp changes to the childhood vaccine schedule that her boss wanted.
I believe preventable diseases will return, and I believe that we will have our children harmed for things that we know they do not need to be harmed by.
Back in the early 1980s, as many as 20,000 babies were infected with hepatitis B each year, usually passed down from infected parents, a lifelong infection of the liver that often leads to cancer or liver disease. Dr. Sue Wang was born before newborns were getting the shot and unknowingly contracted hepatitis B from a family member. She says the vaccine helped spare her children.
For me, I'm a mother with 4. I have hepatitis B. I cannot tell you how relieved I am that my babies got Hep B vaccine, and all 4 of them are hepatitis B free.
So the question, of course, is why the need for these changes? Well, the panel says that by removing the chickenpox vaccine from the others, you reduce the potential risks or side effects associated with the vaccine. Tomorrow is the big vote to consider whether the country will stop giving the hepatitis B vaccine to newborns. David?
Much more to come on this. Steve Osunsami leading us off tonight. Steve, thank you.